what do you guys think of for retirement planning? Do you think there's a golden age that we should abide by, or do you think it's based on how much money you have, how much retirement, like passive income you have, 401k years?
Mhm.
Do you think 67 is a good age? Do you think that's
I think it's way too late.
But then you're old. You have more free time, right?
It's true. That's true.
Or you can do it when you're younger. Let's say you retire and you're 30. I know a couple guys that retired at 32, 33, make more than me, and they'd have it's all passively.
Hmm.
And
That's the key.
they
for sure.
travel a lot whenever they want. So I'm quite
I know it
jealous.
sounds horrible.
Yeah,
Mm.
I knew someone that went to Iceland twice last year just because it was too hot where they were. And I was like, dang, dude, I have to ask for permission from my boss to let me go to Iceland, and I wouldn't have enough vacation hours to go there. So this kind of tells you the difference lifestyle.
Shoot, some people have to ask just to go to the restroom.
That's true.
So true.
I mean, that retirement age, like I said, it's an arbitrary thing. I think just like you can even say the 8-hour work week, the 5-day work week, the whole working in office, going to college, the 401ks. I
Yeah,
mean, after you get
really? Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, after you get to a certain income level, none of these people follow those rules. Like, Bill Gates doesn't have 401k, I assure you.
Yeah,
So
it's time.
they're just for, like I said, when it's like the piggy bank when the government needs to transfer funds from this place to this place. Because the money never disappears, right? It just changes hands.
Yeah.
Definitely retiring as soon as possible is a goal. And I think we're all too ADHD to retire. It's just going to be making money, because that's a fun challenge ourselves. We enjoy that. It's not work to us. If we're doing real estate, trading, running your own business, whether it's a YouTube channel, online sales, running a car wash, open your own restaurant.
Yeah, I think whenever we, retire or whatever, I think, obviously we'll probably take a break and enjoy the time that we have now to do whatever and not have to worry about being financially stable because you already have that passive income. But I'm pretty sure that we'll, like for the YouTube channel or the online e-commerce, we're going to find a way to scale it even more because that's something we already like doing, and we'll probably find enjoyment just seeing the business grow.
Yeah, I think retire for people that's maybe our age or our generation is, I think if you're having this conversation at our age, like retire doesn't mean like just hang out and go play golf all day. It's
yeah.
like it's more just like synonymous with like I want to control my time. Not that I don't want to be a productive and constructive member of society. So yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, you could fill your time in a lot of ways, definitely. I mean, the more successful you are, the more you'll be able to give to charity or philanthropy if you wanted. You could just roam around all these third world countries helping people out 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what wealthy people do.
That's what the wealthiest people do.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, they're so nice. I was like, that's because they don't have jobs. They could just they could do philanthropy all day. I mean, you could definitely do it with a job. You could definitely affect many more lives with something called cash. So that's a fact. And as far as retirement too, and maybe matching your income, I would argue if you do it right, because the government definitely rewards people with businesses and real estate. You get tax breaks. through your like stock investments, because it's going to be less than what you pay for your income tax rate. I don't know if people know that, but again, you definitely work 25 to a third, 25% to maybe even 30+% of your paycheck goes to the government. So you could work up to a third of the year for free. So if you think of ways that you could take heavy deductions, you could make less than you do at your W-2, but just make the same, depending on how much your write-offs are. So, and you get the benefit of more time coming back to you, because you're equivalent to you're making equivalent to what you're making your W-2, like post-tax.
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting in your passive income with all your deductions, your business deductions or real estate deductions. So that's something to consider for sure, because I don't think people appreciate their time until they don't have much of it, and that usually doesn't come until you have a family and a wife and your kids, until you see like, wow, I should spend a lot of time with them because they grow up real quick. When you're younger, I've had all the time in the world to do rehabs, but now it's definitely a different story.
Yeah, John, I think that the two things that you said there that really stood out to me, the tax thing, for businesses, for real estate investors, one resource that we might be able to share with Michael's viewers is Anderson Tax Advisors. They've got a great podcast. It's called Tax Tuesdays, I think. I've only listened to a few episodes, but they talk about a lot of really interesting strategies there. Once someone does get into that business owner phase. And then the other thing, John, that you were talking about was like, as soon as you have kids, then it like really clicks.
Mm-hmm.
I had kids late. So I had like a decade of, like working time when I could have been putting in an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 hours a week on developing passive income that I just didn't. And I just kick myself because of it, because I now got two kids that are under 4 years old, and it's like, I would love to be with them more, but if you're developing passive income and you're working a full-time job, it's difficult to balance all of them. So definitely a recommendation for younger viewers.
That's true. Obviously, W-2 does have the plus side of stability. Everything comes at a sacrifice, because like we were talking about earlier, working your W-2 job isn't as significant on taking away from your side hustle or your future business until you get more into the years, until you get older. And then every minute you spend on doing your W-2 could be a significant impact on your potential retirement. And when I mean retirement, doesn't mean necessarily you step away from, you're tired and you go hang on the beach all day, but more freedom of your time.
Yeah.
So it definitely becomes more painful as time goes on. If you've taken what would you say, the red pill?
I don't remember what it was.
Or black pill.
I thought it was the red pilled, where you understand not being in the rat race is key.
Yeah, I've had too many red pills then.
I know. Like I said, it's kind of a curse.
Yeah, it's a curse.
Because it makes the status quo not seem as enticing every day.
True.
So
yeah, let's say you had a side business and you were very, very motivated to leave your W-2 job. What would be the threshold? It could be a percentage or a dollar amount that you would actually leave your full-time job to continually do your own business. It'd be like, let's say 20% above your normal operating costs. You already include vacation accounted for there, extra spending just as a backup, or would you leave right on nominal? Anything goes out and you're bankrupt for the year.
what about you?
Yeah, no kidding. You're the finance vlogger.
You're
I
the
think, yeah. I mean,
W2 expert.
if let's see. So I'm pretty good at living really cheap. So like if let's say I had only my income source, W2, no one else to rely on, and I started making a lot of money through a side business, I'm pretty more open to risk. So if I show, let's say, 6 months of income, let's say through a YouTube channel, and I know it's pretty stable from 6 months worth, I would probably have, you would hope you would have like a savings account on the side from your current job, and you can estimate how much money you're going to burn through a month to just survive.
Mm-hmm.
And depend on what I think my growth rate will be off the YouTube channel, I would probably just quit sooner, and then I would eat into my reserves, and then just that would motivate me even more to scale up the YouTube channel even faster.
So wait. So you're saying if your standard of living is here and you're earning here, you'd say I've got however much I need, 6 months of reserves until I'm like, if I don't make my projections in 6 months, I'm dead broke, or I've got 6 full months of living expenses, and yeah, I'll eat into them a little bit, but I'll still take the jump.
The second one, like I would be comfortable eating into my expenses, because like right now I'm not like I don't get to spend all my time working on what I want to do. So even that, like it's a potential opportunity cost for you building the YouTube channel up, and then also like what do I want to actually spend my time doing? Like, do I enjoy my time working every single day, or do I actually want to do something that I want and make money off of it? So it's like a level of happiness that you think, you have to figure out what's worthwhile. I mean, obviously, don't just take the risk where you want to go from zero subscribers, zero profit, and you think you're going to survive in 1 year unless you have a lot of cash saved up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm fine taking that type of risk, but I know not everyone is, which is acceptable. I think if you didn't have any money coming in, or not that much, you'd be that much more motivated to figure it out. And I think that's probably the hardest part for a lot of people, is they don't know when that cutoff threshold is to take that risk. Another idea too is if let's say you wanted to leave your job, I would propose potentially trying to get your job to be part-time. Then you can pay your
or
basic.
remote. That's
Yeah, or
huge
remote.
too.
Yeah, or remote. And then you have more flexibility to at least pay your basic essentials, and then spend a lot more time building up your business.
That's a good point for sure. Definitely circumstances. If you have 10 kids, your wife doesn't have a job, don't quit your job just yet.
Yeah, that's like a 50% or 100% margin of error that you need with that situation.
Yeah. You definitely have some more flexibility to do it when you're younger because you don't have obligations. At the same time, you might not have experience to find work if it doesn't work out. One bonus you do have, if you have some experience, maybe you're engaged, you have a wife or something like that, but no kids, because that's the biggest thing, because obviously kids can't fend for themselves.
Yeah.
You can always, as a backup plan, go back to your college job, or your college oriented job, whatever you studied for or whatever you worked for previous to quitting.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget that too. Like, even if you quit right now and you had a year worth of savings, you have a year to prove out whatever business you're trying to do, and you still have your experience from your old job or your diploma, so you can go back to work in a year. Like, we had a guy that retired today, or I saw the retirement letter, but he retired 2005. I guess he ran out of money 2012, so he just went back to work. They took him. So like, they're not gonna shame you for going back, especially if you're trying to start a business. I mean, just leave on good terms.
Yeah. Well, good for him for trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it definitely depends.
I mean, I would rather live a life of trying to do something that I want and then not trying at all. And then I'm like 65 and I'm like, oh man, I could have retired at 30 if I tried something I wanted to do. Like that would
I
just be so much pain to not take the risk.
Yeah.
It's a curse, man. Once you figure out that rat race it's been a joke the whole time. It makes life difficult.
Yeah, because like someone's telling you what to do. Some random person is telling you what you need to do. So I think yeah, once you figure out that you can make money passively, you're like, oh wow, I don't have to listen to anyone.
Right. And it's not easy for sure. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You need to cover your basic living requirements. So, but yeah, there's always a backup plan. I mean, if you have the goal to just leave your job and take off the year, then you're gonna have enough. You're gonna have the ability to come back to the job you had before. You should, it's not like, and obviously you're gonna have some type of plan.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.